please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic? It's been a while since I've done one of these. Hi, welcome back to This Week at X. Or Twat, whichever you prefer. We don't do these very often these days because usually they tank on this channel. That's quite alright. There's still enough stupid on Twitter that I can bleed it over to the likes of the exhibition of stupid people, where there's plenty of stupid going around. We'll start with a tweet from Lil Tay. If you remember who they are, a few years back, like Whoa Vicky, they appeared on the scene as a child and they were flaunting their wealth. Okay, there was a whole palaver around it. Whether the money was real, the family's wealth, blah blah, employment, blah blah, broke, blah blah, e-begging. Appearing a few years later, performing music, talking about the upbringing, a rather horrible one apparently, but there was a repeated cycle going on here, one that made it very difficult to tell what was truth and what was lie. I'll be honest, if there was enough to go on, I could have done a video on this subject alone, but to be honest, I am not all that convinced it would do very well on this channel. I think it would do as well as the Halls of Injustice. And the word scam might pop up a few times, which may not resonate since Lil Tay is quite young. Turns out some people have a heart. On Lil Tay's Twitter, we have devastating news regarding Tay. Underneath that you're going to notice rate proposed community notes. None of them have been approved, but one suggested her rent was due again, citing an article from The Cut from 2023. The Lil Tay Twitter continued by saying this community note is misleading as something is indeed wrong with Tay. Last time it was her absentee father who hacked into her accounts and faked her passing. However, this time she's in the ICU. She was diagnosed with a heart tumour, but we will keep you updated as we receive more information. Please continue to pray for Tay. Later tweeting, please pray for Tay. We will be updating you as more information becomes available. Replies underneath, girl, how many times are y'all gonna pull this stunt? Apparently, people do not, as you scroll through these tweets, believe anything right now. When it involves people's health, it's a very tricky area to navigate. If you pull too many stunts, you poison the well, you cry wolf, people are no longer going to be interested in you even if you are legitimately in trouble. Although what help the internet can be in this instance is questionable, unless of course you're citing this now as a means of dropping a GoFundMe in the near future, which wouldn't surprise me. Drummer alert. Tweeted, Lil Tay is in the ICU according to X account and her account has not provided any information. There has been unalive hoaxes regarding her in the past. Lil Tay community noted for doing another alleged hoax, rent due again. Some saying in that image this is a publicity stunt, and they are not happy that her account got noted. Keemstar, should we ban Lil Tay from Drama Alert? This is probably another hoax from her team. I don't think she should be banned. I just think we should let events play out with the limited amount of attention she'll get. If you go back to the first tweet, yeah, she got a lot of attention on that first tweet. 12 million views? Yes. But as more and more tweets came from them, it's diminished significantly because the vast majority of people do not care. Now, the Drummer Alert account finished by saying Lil Tay's account claims she was diagnosed with a life-threatening tumour. Sad if true, she's only 17 years old. Included is a video showing an ultrasound, I believe, of her heart. Now, I should be clear, I don't understand anything that I see in that picture, but I'm assuming if it is true, it is bad. It is not my place and I'm not a doctor. They continue by saying this isn't the first time she's hinted at this according to her most loyal fans. She hinted at this a few months ago through a merch drop, via a merch drop, during a merch drop, allegedly. In the image you have, can we please stop accusing Lil Tay of lying? You literally gain nothing from accusing her of lying, and there's evidence supporting the fact that she's in the ICU. This was from her merch drop a few months ago, please stand with Tay. The part that is highlighted, the news hasn't broken yet, but I've also been diagnosed with a heart, I assume this is tumour since TUM is visible. The future is unknown and it's been a rocky 6 months. As I've stated, when it comes to the online space, once you poison the well or cry wolf too many times, the sympathy vanishes for you. That said, the sympathy you had was only, let's say, useful for a time when you came back and started making music, when you started looking and acting like a civil human being. The unalive hoax really did no favours, and to the more casual viewer, no one's going to hold that level of sympathy for you once they find out about that past. Sharing this in the online space is an interesting one because there is very little in the way of sympathy towards you, and you are only 17. You are 17 years old, and the majority of them are telling you to go F yourself. It's not a good look, is it? If it is true, of course, I would like nothing more than for you to get better. I would also like you to be better, because some of the stunts pulled on your account in the past, quite frankly, are laughable and embarrassing. And it will be something that will plague you for the rest of your life, a life that I hope is long and prosperous. So you can actually dabble those haters with actual money that you earned, if that's what you want to do. Don't be like some of those cringy clout chasers of old, only buying and wearing Supreme or wearing a pair of trainers once and throwing them away. It's kind of wasteful. Reminds me of the scummy stunts that Rice Gum used to do around the homeless. So moving on from that, we're going to go to Alex's Shook, who had tweeted, "You can buy Amy and Tammy's house for only $69,000, but apparently it's a dump." Now in the replies, someone thinks that it might have been the trailer they lived in. According to an article that I found after going through IMDb, who never do full articles but link to a complete article because IMDb suck ass, it's actually the duplex that's been left in a less than desirable state because of overgrown grass, litter, trash, windows boarded over, shrubbery growing up the red brick walls. It has been considered an investor's dream. So it's being sold for $69,000 because then they can tear it down and replace it with a number of properties. How exciting. Or do the place up. Now a duplex, for those who don't know, in the United Kingdom we call it a maisonette because that's what it is. Or if it is done vertically as a divide in the property, a semi-detached house. Yes, we have correct terminology over here. You're welcome. I'm impressed that Amy Slatton, Tammy Slatton, who shared this duplex for so long, who filmed much of their £1,000 sister programme crap on that show, in that home, are selling it. I didn't realise property sold for that low, to be honest. I never realised that was a thing. I thought it'd be funnier if it was actually a trailer and they were selling it for that much, since, according to Twitter, they sell for like 25 to 30k at most. That's where your infamy, your notoriety is being used to sell something. But according to the article I will link down below if you're interested, the property is, yeah, for sale. Although, at time of recording, I took the liberty of going to look and I found that the property's not listed via the link on the article. The home wasn't found. So either it has been sold or it has since been removed as a listing because of blowback. Let's move on. Dexa2. Vtuber Iron Mouse's YouTube channel is at risk of termination as someone is allegedly misusing copyright strikes to force the system into revealing her personal information. It links to an article. That's where we're going to go. During a September 8th Twitch stream, the Vtuber revealed their YouTube account was facing deletion, but they have no intention to dispute the copyright strikes as they want to submit their personal information to whoever it is. Apparently, my VOD, replay, channel got a copyright strike 3 times in a row, so it's going to get deleted. To make matters worse, YouTuber hit Iron Mouse with these violations right in the middle of their Twitch subathon event, something that fellow VTubers and colleagues took major issue with. Now, I may not be a fan of VTubing as a whole, because it's not my style. Not because of the content, just the art. It's not for me, right? But I will firmly stand on the side of Iron Mouse when it comes to anyone misusing the copyright system. I said it yesterday with Nado going after Kiwi clips. I will say the same here as well. If you are doing it to try and get personal information of another person to share it publicly, you're a terrible person. The issue is how you implement these kind of rules to make sure that the person who gets access to that information doesn't misuse it. Someone may well be doing it on purpose, and to get 3 strikes in a row so quickly would lead me to believe someone is doing it on purpose to obtain that information. I know nothing of Iron Mouse. I really don't. Beyond them being a VTuber and an article referencing them getting yeeted during September of all things, which is why people do subathons. September, or September with sub at the start, like Movember, right? November with a mustache part at the beginning, yeah, Mo, sub. Okay, gotcha. Cool, well done. Is a great way of driving up interest in your content during the month, and also obviously making more money if that's what you want to do, which is what most would want to do during September because it costs less. With Twitch upping their fees soon, or if they haven't already, I don't know to be certain, it's right to try and pounce on these when you get the chance. Subathons are a fantastic way of doing it, and some have managed to make incredible amounts of money during the month. You're not going to make it any other time of the year. It's like me pouncing on YouTube videos in December. December is the best month, so I'm going to pounce on it. If that was taken from me, it would hurt. and it would hurt a creator on Twitch or on YouTube when their, replays are there. Well, on YouTube as well, of course. And I should state that having those VODs on YouTube is another way of earning what is called passive income. I wouldn't seek to take that from anybody. Now, at time of recording, the VOD channel is terminated because of multiple third-party claims of copyright infringement regarding material that the user posted. Multiple claims all at the same time. Okay, that's not sus. What makes this interesting is that the Iron Mouse YouTube channel is still active. This is a concern for Iron Mouse if they're smart. They're uploading content, they get views, they've got a lot of subs there. However, this can be considered ban evasion because it happened to Amaranth, who had an ASMR channel, got terminated, and then lost the Amaranth YouTube channel. The same could well apply to Iron Mouse in the near future. I strongly recommend appealing them because it is your best protection. To your YouTube channel, that is. Especially with a channel with over 1 million subscribers, yes, you need to protect yourself. I also don't like flagging. Third-party complaints, generally that comes from people too weak to reach out to the creator first. There are options, and many just believe themselves above it. If they are legitimate third-party claims, which is an interesting turn of phrase, if it is legitimate, you should have reached out to the creator first rather than being so trigger-happy. But, as is often the case, people don't listen, do they now? Next, variety. Matt Smith says, the actor that is, "I'm not sure I'm on board with trigger warnings. It's okay to feel uncomfortable or provoked while looking at a painting or watching a play, but I worry everything's being dialed and dumbed down. We're telling audiences they're going to be scared before they've watched something. Isn't being shocked, surprised, stirred the point? Too much policing of stories and being afraid to bring them out because a climate is a certain way is a shame." As a statement, I fully agree with this. Trigger warnings or saying something's problematic is pointless. It's a buzzy way of saying, hold up, can we perhaps dial this down so it's digestible for kids in their mid-30s? It's the jazz hands instead of applauding nonsense, if you remember that. Basically that. From the same unironic people who will, if you disagree with them, scream in your face. Yet it is those same people who can't handle because of sensory issues, quotations around that will demand people jazz hand instead of applauding. Trigger warnings are a horrible way of removing aspects of what it is you are doing, watching, thinking, saying. Digesting music, digesting videos, video games. It is vitally important to be able to immerse yourself. You cannot immerse yourself truly if you're being warned ahead of time. It is a spoiler that doesn't need to exist. If you disagree with that, that's okay, because it's not a me problem that you disagree, which sounds remarkably condescending. Consider this your belated trigger warning. Now, there's been a lot of discussion this week, and I'm going to allude to it quickly, concerning the presidential debate, fact-checking, other things like that, on Twitter especially. We're not going to cover that here, okay? We'll cover it on Moistski Live later tonight, political recap stream, link to the channel at the bottom of my main channel page, Moistski Live. I will point out that Don Lemon has been trending a fair amount recently, whether it be for laughing at Ivanka, the wife of Donald Trump, when she talked about her experience when her husband was shot through the ear, or shot at. It was aimed at him. He's also had many of his clips for interviews with the likes of Elon Musk and Candace Owens, getting him reamed royally. I want to sit here and mock all of it, but I know damn well by doing that it would make it seem like I was endorsing the Republicans. You guys don't like that. Not me endorsing Republicans because I'm English. I have no horse in your race. No, it is not appreciated when I find something funny because of how charged the election season is. So I'll instead sign off as a crazy dog man, childless crazy dog man, because dogs are better than cats. Suck it. Hope to see you on Twitch later for Star Trucker, because Space Marine 2 still won't work. Cry, and have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening.